Another round, I might do more baseball poems, but I wanted to pick a different thing from this book, A Year-Long Journey of shows I did in the last year living in Chicago. And that's all there is to that. There was a show at the art colony called India Stories. Only the middle poem's going to be about India at all, no, just giving you the heads up. And they're all emotional and somehow. And this one is called Us Creative Types. I'm angry with you. I know us creative types are self-absorbed, but only if you're so destitute that even shelters or food banks can't help should you ever think about it. I mean, I know we're all really so selfish, and selfishness is a virtue, but I swear to God, this is the wrong kind of selfishness. If you think this will make you happy, think of your lack of existence, think of how much pain that you've caused by this one selfish act. Is that the way you want to be remembered? I know us creative types are all so self-absorbed, but wouldn't you rather us remember you for your talent and not have your creativity cut short and be so overshadowed by the pain that you've now caused? Because forget you. I know pain. I've been where you've been. I think I've been closer than you. I think I've had more reason than you. I don't know how long I was on that edge, and I struggle to this day with the knowledge that I should have just done it and gotten it over with. Trust me, I know. But all us creative types have these demons haunting us, and it's supposed to be our creativity that gets us through it. So yeah, I'm angry with you. Because you said you're a creative type, so you should have been strong enough. Test your brain and test your soul by testing your creativity more. I mean, Kerouac may have tested itself by bathing in bathtubs of liquor. People have tested themselves with anything from drug overdoses to auto asphyxiation, but those creative types, well, they were selfish, but they weren't as selfish as you. And I'm angry because you took the easy way out. And I'm angry because you caused so much pain in this world with this one selfish act. And I'm angry because now what you've done, the pain you've caused, that's the only way I'm forced to think of you now. On a different subject altogether. This one is just a fun title to say, Unmarried Women and Dead Bodies Everywhere.
Okay. Is that like the woman on the shore? No.
Well, you will find out shortly. The Ganges River in India, the most sacred river to Hindus, is still religiously renowned. But one day, not too long ago, at one tributary of the Ganges River, they discovered 28 bodies. The locals first spotted them. The poor corpses, these vultures, were spiraling around them as they piled up along the shore. Online news reporters explained that the bodies may have been left there when families couldn't afford a burial. And at the same time, online news sources, lucky you can actually see videos of the dogs picking at the remains. But I was there. I read those newspaper articles in the Star of India when they came to me daily, where locals discovered more bodies before they found 104. The local reporters explained that this tradition of halaprava is a custom in some cultures where unmarried women die. When they die, their bodies are dumped into the river. Unrecognizably decomposed, more bodies of unmarried women kept floating to the surface just a few days at the sacred Ganges River. I kept looking for an explanation, and all I could think is that this river was supposed to be sacred. And I wondered if this was their effort to give these women a family in the afterlife, putting them in a river they call sacred. Because I know how they view women in India. Cover their skin, they don't talk back. Because even though women are treated like nothing to men there, they're less than nothing if they're not even married. This one's called On the Back of a Touring Bike. I'm not a biker girl. I know I've gone 155 on a ZX11. I know I rode by choice, mind you, for I don't know how many miles at night in the pouring rain on the back of a bicycle, on the back of a cycle. And I've been told that this initiates me into some sort of unwritten club, being an official biker. Don't ask me about the clutch or about actually driving a motorcycle, but I'm apparently a biker person now. But on one summer day, riding on the back of a touring bike, some tiny little car cut right in front of us, knocking us into oncoming traffic. Yes, there were cars driving right toward us. We almost crashed. So they could actually cut in front of us and cut off a motorcycle to get into the left turning lane. Well, since that forced us into oncoming traffic, we were forced into the left turn lane as well. So we stopped at the light right behind this car, and the bike rider swung his leg while I sat in the back, and he told me to wait here, and I watched him walk over to the car. And I'm thinking, wait, he left me on a running motorcycle. I don't know how to make this thing move. What is he doing? And so I watched him. Wait, I have to first let you know that he's 6 feet tall, and he's got double black belt in Marine, and he's an imposing looking man. So I watched him walk over to the driver's side of this car that cut us off, then knock repeatedly with almost enough force to shatter the window before he started yelling at whoever the driver was in that car. I couldn't hear the driver who was yelling back. I couldn't hear. I only heard his screaming that they could have almost killed us and that they should watch for motorcyclists. And you know, I can't really remember the details of what he said. I had a motorcycle helmet on, but he was just a little freaky to watch before he actually walked back and got to the motorcycle before the light changed. And I was still sitting there in stunned mode when he got to the light, and it actually did change. But the guy then tried to hit us again. So I pushed with my hand against the car, and he kept his foot on the car, like, you know, with limbs actually being stretched out to try to block the car, to cut us, but, you know, what are you going to do? Cut us some slack. What else could we do? It was just an instinct. And so we actually started to go, and apparently after the car then took turns through random subdivisions, the driver apparently got tired of this driving taunts, and he decided that that was enough, and he left us alone. Not a half hour later, there was a knock on our front door. We opened up my front door to find a cop asking if the motorcyclist for this guy, by his full name. I asked the cop to wait. I told that motorcycle driver that all 6'4" of him, he came to the front door. But when he did, the cop asked him who he was. He confirmed his name, and then he asked him if it would be okay if we sat on the stoop, because being so tall, he didn't want to look so imposing to this cop. And he did the best to rationally explain what happened. The cop then asked if he pounded on the glass, but he wanted the cop to understand that the driver was the instigator. And then the cop said the driver of this Pontiac Sunfire had said that the motorcycle driver yelled, "Get out of the car, you N-word, C-word, so I can kick your ass." Well, when that actually stunned my motorcycle driver, and he responded, "Excuse me? There was a woman in the driver of that car? I couldn't even see." And the cop said, "Wait a minute, you were pounding on the car." And you had to see. And he said, no, he had knocked on the window, but the driver never rolled down their window. And he suggested to the cop that he should actually check those windows, which were heavily tinted, which he couldn't see into for. The cop then said that he didn't notice that, but he took some more notes. I think the cop realized that this motorcycle driver was far too aware of his surroundings to get in trouble with the cops. The cop then told him that the woman wanted to press charges. The cop then asked him, what would you like to do? Then he responded, as far as I'm concerned, it's over. Nobody got hurt. Everything is settled. But if she wants to press charges, fine. I would like to press charges for assault with a deadly weapon and attempted murder. Ask her if she wants to continue. Because you did that with a felony. What you did was a felony, and suggested to check her car for the boot print, for the handprint in self-defense, and he reminded the cop to check the tinting on the windows. The cop then said that there are a lot of crazy people out there, and suggested that the driver could have had a gun. Well, that's when the cop left, but he never heard from the cop again. I don't know what the lesson is from this, to not succumb to road rage, to see motorcyclists. I don't know. But I have to admit, from sitting at the back of a touring bike, it was kind of cool to see a man defend our collective safety by fighting a car with his bare hands.
Yeah.